Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're a subscriber, and welcome if you have never watched one of my videos before. And either way, thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching it. I am so excited to talk about my January reads. Okay, better late than never. February is like halfway over, but I read 6 books in January and I really wanted to share them with you. So I started the year off strong. The first book I read was Prophecy by Emil Fergus. I've actually never read anything by Emil Fergus, and I think this might actually be one of her first YA. She usually writes children's books, but I was like, let's start off the year strong with a romantasy type book. So I actually became a Penguin Teen Canada influencer, and so that's how I got the ARC copy of this book. So that's what I read, my very first read, and I gave it 4.5 stars, I think. Yes, 4.5 stars. It was really good. It definitely focused more on the adventure aspect of the novel rather than the romance, which I really liked. So it's about a girl who's down on her luck. She has had a really hard life, and she is basically a servant. She's tied up in this barn in the beginning, and a handsome thief comes in, and she thinks, yes, I'm gonna be free now. This guy has come and kind of helped rescue her, and he kind of has plans of his own. He needs her help. So she actually is kind of really nice throughout the entire story, where she's very helpful to other people. She also kind of has technically 3 animal sidekicks, which is really cute and fun. But it was a really fun adventure with a little bit of romantasy, kind of that longing, that tension, slow burn going on. And then we get left on a cliffhanger. However, the author told me, hey, hang on a minute. I know I left you on a cliffhanger, but don't worry. This summer, you'll have the book 2. Book 2 is coming very soon. My next book was An Insidious Inheritance, which is an indie book by an indie author, and I gave this 5 stars. It was so good. I was captivated the first moment I opened it. I was like, it was intriguing and interesting and spooky. I saw on the author's Instagram stories that people were like, I have to quit reading it at night because it's scaring me. I'm getting scared. I was like, that's not gonna happen to me. So one night I'm sitting in my living room and I'm reading it, and there was a little noise, and I jumped, and my daughter was next to me on the couch, and she ended up falling asleep. And so I'm reading it, and I had been baking or something, and so the oven had been on, and I had let it cool off, and I shut the door, and I'm reading this book, and the oven makes this loud popping noise. Otherwise, it's so quiet in the house. I jumped so much. I jumped out of my skin. I was like, okay, I get it. But I was hooked from the very beginning. So it's about a woman who inherits this really old house that's kind of used as an inn, and it's 1930 something, 1940s, in Rochester, New York. She goes to see this place because she's like, maybe I can make some money off of it. She's been estranged from her father for more than 10 years, and she's just the only person that this place could be left to. So she's like, maybe I can sell it, I don't know. So she goes to visit, and right away it's eerie and creepy, and she thinks she sees something, and it seems like there might be some ghosts. And the innkeeper, he's got the groundskeeper, she's kind of he's interesting, but I gotta focus. And then there's some mystery surrounding some disappearances around some girls in the area over the years, and so she gets caught up in that while trying to figure out what to do with this inn. And it's really interesting, and I just stayed captivated. I sat down and read it. I didn't get to finish it in one sitting, so I finished it in 2 sittings. So within 24 hours, I had devoured this book. It was so good. The third book I read, and I cannot believe it took me this long to read this book, was Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Rebecca Ross is such a good writer. It's like poetry, her prose. It's beautiful. And I love this story. I love the setting, the characters, the whole typewriter situation is just so cute. I don't know, I have this thing for typewriters. Who uses typewriters anyway? But obviously a really good story. If you've never read it, pick it up, read it. I also read Ruthless Vows. So I gave Divine Rivals 5 stars. Ruthless Vows I gave 4.5 stars. It's hard to explain why. I love them both so much, and I almost gave Ruthless Vows 5 stars, but I thought there was just so much parallel with how they were written. They're very similar kind of in the beginning, but I love them so much. Like, how could you not? My fourth book, so Divine Rivals was my third book. My fourth book was Immortal Dark by Tigist Gurma. And this book, I was so interested in it because it just literally, it was sitting on my shelf, and even though I wouldn't even like walk by the shelf or see it, it was like calling me. And I have the Owl Crate version of it, and it's such a stunning book, and I think that's one of the reasons that I wanted to read it. So actually I'm gonna go grab it to show you because it's just one of the most beautiful books I think I own. I just think that Owl Crate did an amazing job with it. So let me go get it. So here it is. Isn't it so pretty? There's just so much detail. Like, there's like, you've got foiling and everything. It's just, I just thought it was really pretty. And then the sprayed edges. Let's see. I have my overlays in here. I came with overlays. Oh, here's the back. Just a really stunning book. Very dark. And then this is the inside. And then there's no art on the dust jacket or anything, but this makes sense if you read the book. And then there's a quote from a book within the book. But I just thought it was so pretty, and I was like, okay, I need to read this. And it's very like dark academia, vampires. Every character is basically morally gray, I would say. There's a little bit of murder. I mean, with vampires, like, how are you not gonna have murder, okay? I feel like a lot of people, they either love it or hate it. A lot of people DNF'd it, but I enjoyed it, and I'm really actually looking forward to the second one, which actually comes out this year. I ended up giving it 4.25 stars out of 5. And I think, I don't know, maybe someday I would read this again. Oh, the overlay. I think it would just be like a fun, like fall, winter book. But Owl Crate did an amazing job. But it does take place, the setting is a university. It's very dark. And a lot of people, I think one of the things that people said was like, oh, the character, she's so angry and just over the top. But I felt like there was character development, and like the way that friendship plays a role in this book is so different. It's a very different type of book. Some people said it was hard to understand. I felt like it was pretty easy to follow what was going on, but I would love for somebody who has read this to like let me know. I did see another creator on YouTube. She just got it, and she's going to, I think, read it in the fall. So I'm really interested to see what she says, but I give 4.25 stars. Okay, so that was Immortal Dark was my fourth book, and then Ruthless Vows was my fifth, which I kind of talked about with Divine Rivals. And then the sixth and final book that I read in January was called In Want of a Suspect, which it is part of a series, and it's the second one, but I got it in a book box. I got it from Once Upon a Book Club, and I got to like open little gifts, which was really cool. I actually have them sitting here, so I'll show you that. I just grabbed Immortal Dark from my bookshelf and did not grab In Want of a Suspect. So the way that Once Upon a Book Club works is you get the book, and then as you're reading it, you'll come across sticky notes that say open your first gift. So In Want of a Suspect, this was my first gift, which is really cute little handbag. It has like a little chain with it and everything. It's actually, I was really surprised by the quality. I love it. I think it's so cute. Then the second package or gift I opened was on page 131. Look at how cute this is. It looks like a little book, but it actually has just like the cutest little necklace inside of it. So I was like, eventually I want bookshelves in here, and I was like, this will so be on display because it's just the cutest thing I've ever seen. Like 10 out of 10, top tier packaging. Okay, so then I just took these out of the boxes, but I have to show you this box. This is the box for the third gift from page 184, and like everything about this has to do with what's going on in the story, so even the packaging is very intentional. But I got this really cute tea towel, and it has strawberries embroidered on it. It's so cute, so I will be using this during summertime. And then on page 238, I got this really cool metal bookmark. It's called Darcy's Key. So in Wanted the Suspect follows basically Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy on a murder mystery, and they're hired as detectives basically. And it's really cute because they're not together, but they obviously like each other and want to be together in a way. So there's like all this like banter and like tension and back and forth between them, and it's super cute. So at the end of the book, a key is involved with Mr. Darcy, and so we have this bookmark, and it even has like a ruler, so you could totally use this to like annotate. But I thought it was really pretty. So the book was super cute. I ended up giving it 4.25 stars. So I highly recommend checking out that little series. It follows, so the first book in the series does follow Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy, as well as the second one. I read the second one, which spoils the first one, so be wary of that. And I think the rest of the books kind of follow the other characters in other Jane Austen novels. So I just thought it was a cute, fun read, a perfect way to end my January month. And so far, we're in the middle of February, and February is going really well. Let's see, so I finished 4 books so far, including the Caraval series, so you will have to stay tuned for my February wrap-up too, because I'm so excited to talk about that trilogy because I'm about to finish it up, as well as like ARC copies I'm reading and everything else. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, you know, like how many books you read in January, what you read, maybe your favorite. If you've read any of the books I've mentioned, I would love to know. So make sure you comment down below and tell me, and subscribe and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching.